Okay, so Neil, just quickly, where are we today?
We are at the cathedral in Warsaw, in the old town.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the cathedral, but we are here and it is Corpus Christi.
What are we shooting today?
On the camera, you mean?
Yeah.
So like an M11P with a Canon 35mm lens, and in the bag I've got a 28 and a 90mm should I need it.
Tyś na pustkowiu chleb rozmnożył Pan, byśmy do nieba w drodze nie ustali.
And so, what are you expecting today?
A lot of clergy. Some kids and the flower girls, the boys with the bells. I'm expecting some smoke. I can't remember the name of it, but the religious rites at each of the stops. They'll be quite interesting, I think. We'll see how it goes. As we get tighter in with the parade, I'll switch to the 28 so that I've got, wider.
Why the 28?
The 28 just gives you a wider, you can get closer without feeling like you're too cramped in. 28 just gives you a wider.
Alright, cool.
How you doing, man? Ja. Dzień dobry. O, przepraszam.
Poprowadzi chór akademicki Świętej Anny i warszawski chór międzyuczelniany pod dyrekcją Joanny Borysowej. Ołtarz przygotowało duszpasterstwo akademickie Świętej Anny.
Pan z wami i z duchem Twoim. Słowa Ewangelii według świętego Mateusza.
I also see sometimes you just circle around and then other times you're running. I mean, how do you decide when?
Absolutely no idea. I see something and I head towards it. If I see something that is of interest, it's completely random, And of course, I might see someone having an interaction that I'm like, oh, that looks really nice, like maybe a woman with their head on the guy's shoulder, which I saw earlier on. And by the time I get there, it's gone. You're just like, sometimes you get it, sometimes you didn't get it. Dzień dobry. Dzień dobry.
switch lenses.
Yeah, just for a little bit wider to get the castle in the background with the, you know, the relics, artifacts, I'm not sure what they call them, as they're passing by.
Get some texture, context.
Sometimes it works out quite nicely. Oh, I like a good band. Hey, how you doing?
Mężowym roku ogłoszonym przez papieża Franciszka.
Pan z wami i z duchem Twoim uczniowie uczynili tak, jak połamał i dał uczniom, mówiąc: bierzcie i jedzcie, to jest ciało moje. Następnie wziął kielich i odmówiwszy dziękczynienie, dał im, mówiąc: Tobie, Panie. Pierwszy dzień trzaśników przystąpili do Jezusa uczniowie i zapytali Go: gdzie chcesz, żebyśmy Ci przygotowali Ojca mojego? Oto słowo Pańskie. Chwała Tobie, Chryste.
Prośmy przed modlitwą.
I wore my street
street
photo shoes.
W trakcie całej procesji towarzyszyć będzie
Like,
orkiestra reprezentacyjna
maybe,
Wojska Polskiego pod dyrekcją
I don't remember if in the interview I mentioned, or if it was after the interview I mentioned, oh, who was it? I can't remember what photographer it was now, but I was sitting across.
Gary Winogrand.
No, I was sitting across from on a train from with Joseph Kadelga.
You were on a train with Joseph?
No, I wasn't on a train. There was a photographer. Maybe Martin Parr. I can't remember who it was now, but they were talking about like street photography. Oh, you know who it was? It was Alex Webb. So I think I did mention it in the interview. Yeah. So Alex Webb was on a train, I think, with Martin Kadelka. And Kadelka, he had his legs crossed, and Kadelka just grabbed his foot and looked at his shoe, like you know, almost like checking that Webb had been doing enough walking, you know. So I like my knackered street shoes for exactly that reason.
I've never heard that story, but I'm gonna wear my worst shoes.
I want to get in the middle of there. Let's go surfing.
Quick in and out.
Always a good shot when someone's ushering you away. Of course, you have to be incredibly respectful and move away, you know. Want to try and cross. The car, that'll do. Sorry, thank you. Excuse me, thank you. That may have been a mistake, we'll see. Alright, back across to the other side then.
Uratowane przed zniszczeniem w czasie Powstania Warszawskiego przez księdza Wacława Karłowicza od 500 lat nieustannie patronuje warszawiakom. Elementem grafiki ołtarza jest linearna linia panoramy Starego Miasta z archikatedrą oraz herby warszawskich cechów rzemiosł. Śpiew przy ołtarzu poprowadzi warszawski chór papieski imienia świętego Jana Pawła II i Masterwork Chorus z Nowego Jorku pod dyrekcją Marcina Sena.
Excuse me. Thank you. Przepraszam, dziękuję.
Gdy znowu wielki tłum był z Jezusem, żal mi tego ludu, bo już 3 dni trwają przy mnie, a nie mają co jeść. A jeśli ich puszczę zgłodniałych do domu, zasłabną w drodze, bo niektórzy z nich przyszli z daleka. Zebrali 7 koszów. Było zaś około 4000 ludzi. postawił.
oraz od wszelkich klęsk.
Od powietrza, głodu, ognia i wojny wybaw nas, Panie. Od powietrza wybaw nas, Panie. Od powietrza, głodu, ognia i wojny wybaw nas, Panie.
I guess now we turn the corner. Oh no, I think we have another stop at this corner, and then we turn the corner and go towards the square. How's it going?
Anything you have now in your visual mind, your thoughts you're looking forward to seeing later on the computer already?
Yeah, there's a few. There's a couple that I know I've missed. You know, like there's a couple that.
Excuse me, what country are you from?
I'm from Scotland. Scotland. I live here in Poland, but I'm from Scotland.
Right.
Yeah. Hi. Nice to meet you. Aye. So there's a few that I think I'm going to be quite happy with. I don't think there's any like top tens in there, but there's a few I'm looking forward to seeing.
You think,
Oh, what is one from? God, I can't even think right now. There's one very early on before you arrived. There's one very early on where there were a few nuns that were standing next to soldiers, and the soldiers were laughing, the nuns were sort of remonstrating. That was quite nice. Although I think there's a bit of a gap in between them, which I'd much rather there wasn't, but that's where my feet were at the time. Right, let's head up this road.
Excuse me, can I just ask you a question?
Yes, of course you can.
The song that they were singing,
Yes.
it's a very plaintive song, isn't it?
I'm not from this religion, so I don't know myself. I grew up in Airdrie in Scotland, like
Couldn't tell.
yeah, like you know, a wee sort of Protestant family. So yeah, they're. I mean, what I can tell you is they're the same every year at Corpus Christi. So you might be able to find yourself like a hymn sheet or something. But it's very plaintive. It's I always imagined. Just for me, I always imagined it being a bit more New Orleans, a bit more, you know.
A bit more
like-
sort of a celebration, but
yeah.
it's
Very controlled, very sedate.
But it is, you know, it's a wonderful
not.
spectacle.
It is not.
But yeah, I better get back to work. But it was lovely to meet you.
And you too,
I'm
yeah.
Neil. Hi, it's very nice to meet you.
David.
Hey, Joe, David. It's very nice to meet you. Have a great holiday.
Cheers.
Enjoy yourself.
enjoy your holiday.
A holiday destination.
What is it like actually also, because you're still, I mean, you're a foreigner technically, so what is it like photographing all these years in a foreign country, do you think there's any difference if you would go to Dublin? Would you feel different? Would you take different pictures?
No, I think wherever you're photographing, you have to see it through completely new eyes. Like, I know that sounds a bit of a cliche, but it's true. Whenever I come out in Warsaw, I'm trying to see new stuff every time. So in the same way, when I go back to Glasgow, I'm trying not to see the same things over and over and over again. I'm trying to see the different people that are on the street, that are around, and the different interactions they might have, and the different ways they might verbally or non-verbally communicate with each other. So yeah, no, I think Warsaw sort of feels like home anyway, after being here for such a long time. So it doesn't really feel like foreign, although the language is obviously still a problem. You know,
We're always moving.
yeah, like when I have those negative, which I haven't had today, which is great, but when I have those negative interactions in street photography, I really try, struggle without the language. But as long as you can say przepraszam, whatever, and wonder, like, do your thing. People are generally, even if you say sorry in Polish, people are generally a little more forgiving than if they were, oh, I'm sorry. But yeah.
What do you think what kind of image do you think will give you some sort of contentment or satisfaction at the end of a day like today?
I think the ones I love most when I see them on the camera are when I've captured that little fraction of a second glance or glimpse or expression that I saw in the moment, and I didn't miss it. Because these are so fleeting at times that it's very easy to miss the little expression or gesture. But I think I've got a few that I'm quite happy with. Let's move across. Przepraszam. Przepraszam. Sorry, thank you. Sorry, sir. Musimy postawić.
O, dziękuję bardzo. Dzięki.
Okay, let's try and head up through the arches to get to the top.
With a bit of a tight space now.
Yeah, this is where the closing credits roll. Right, let's move ourselves. Przepraszam. Dziękuję. Sorry, thank you.
Kompozycja graficzna ołtarza łączy wątek tysiąclecia koronacji pierwszego króla Polski Władysława Chrobrego z ekspozycją wizerunku Matki Bożej Łaskawej, patronki stolicy, której zatrzymano.
Sorry, thank you.
2 lata trzymałem wizerunku Polowie Chrobrego i współcześni żołnierze Wojska Polskiego. Z boku ołtarza rycina autorstwa Ksawerego Pilattiego z dzieła Ignacego Kraszewskiego. Wizerunki książąt i królów polskich przedstawiają koronację Chrobrego oraz godło ordynariatu polowego Wojska Polskiego. Śpiew przy ołtarzu. Po zakończeniu modlitwy przy 4. ołtarzu kazanie wygłosi Jego Ekscelencja arcybiskup Adrian Józef Gampas, arcybiskup metropolita warszawski. Następnie odśpiewamy uroczystość.
Jeżeli będziecie zachowywać moje przykazania, będziecie trwać w miłości mojej, tak jak ja zachowałem przykazania Ojca mego i trwam, wierność moja w was była i aby radość wasza była pełna. Oto słowo Pańskie.
Oto krew przymierza, przeczytamy w Księdze Wyjścia, które zawarł Pan z zacieśnionym ono potrzebuje wzajemności, potrzebuje naszej odpowiedzi, a tą jest wiara. I dzisiaj w tę przepiękną uroczystość Chrystus pomoże nam się nie załamywać naszym wnętrzem i naszym zewnętrzem, naszymi porażkami, nawet życiowymi przegranymi, ale da nam siłę już czasem można
You're walking around here. Do you just? I mean, now you have like it's nice because you can walk around and select something. Do you think like when you walk around, you're getting closer to something you really want, to forming an idea, or you just keep open all the time and it's just like whatever?
Today I feel pretty open. There are times when you might see something that you want to hone in on. I haven't really felt that today. More just seeing what was around. Like for instance, like you just see like a little moment happening, and snatch that, rather than necessarily seeing one specific person that I've followed for 15 minutes or whatever, to see what develops from it. But
if someone from abroad, I mean, especially like the West, because we're still Eastern Europe, it's still a little bit of a crazy place, would come here, what would you tell them? Like, if you could tell them one thing, photographing here.
Smile, be friendly, and open, and generally the people will be friendly and open back. I would also say, find things like this to work through and to work from, because they no matter what I go home with today, there'll be 2 or 3 shots that, even if they're like passable, might not be like the top 10s, but like pretty happy being out there. When you spend some time doing an event like this, or doing like a parade or a march, or whatever, you're going to come out with some stuff that is interesting, visually interesting. I mean, you just need to remember, and all the hubbub, back and forward, run around, just like actually organise the rectangle, like frame properly, compose the photograph, which I forget frequently.
What are you thinking of instead then?
In those moments?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm being slightly facetious, but generally in the moments where I'm not composing, it's more that I'm so focused on the thing in the foreground, I miss the thing in the background, or vice versa. I'm so focused on the thing, and then there's always the middle ground, which I like to try these days and layer more, but it's a lottery, because you're taking that photo in such a split second that someone wanders in the background, or the person changes the position, or
so you do need to like to gamble a bit.
Yeah. But that's the fun of it. That's why we do it, right? Is like for 100 photos that are shite, like you'll have a photo that's tremendous. Like that's why I do it, at least for those tremendous ones, And then of course you have the tremendous ones, and you're like, oh, I'm actually good at this. And then you have the 99 shite ones, and you're like, oh, I'm shite at this.
One last question before we sign off.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Like, I guess Poland has been good in terms of street photography for you, like learning experience. What do you think that you've taken away from it, like personally? How has it changed you, or has it changed you? Do you ever think about this?
I do. I think that, well, a good example is a lot of my work, completely unintentionally, has a religious undertone to it. The flower girls, or the man with the rosary beads, or the photographs that it's almost like an unspoken project like being in Poland, you're taking photographs that have religious undertone, and even in the protest photographs, like LGBTQ plus, there's a religious undertone to that from the other side, you know, which I think is quite interesting. But what it's taught me is just, I used to be in Scotland. I used to be aggressive, and I would go and throw myself around in the street and get right in people's faces. And I think both age and working in a different place has taught me a bit. You know, I still get in very, very close, as I'm sure you've seen today. But you know, I'm not as aggressive as I used to be. That and the fact that, you know...
And that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing. But it's, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that aggression is in any way untoward, or, you know, I can be quite aggressive as a photographer. But I think that I'm not an asshole, like, I think is what I'm getting at. Like, there were times in the past where I've been an asshole, like, and I just don't feel that's the right way to work these days.
Before we sign off, where can we find your work?
So neilmilton.scot is my website. You can
.scot,
.scot.scot. This Scottish man. So neilmilton.scot. I have a newsletter. You can find lionelsmint.substack.com, but you'll also find that on the website.
And the newsletter is street photography?
Yeah, mainly, yeah. And then I have Instagram and etc. But, you know,
where
social
can
media
people find you on
shite.
Instagram?
Lionel S. Mint. It's an anagram of my name. You'll find Lionel S. Mint. So on Blue Sky, lionelsmint.neilmilton.scot. On Instagram, Lionel S. Mint. But
one last question.
Everything, neilmilton.scot.
One last question.
Go
Most
on.
used lens today?
The 35 Canon. It's the best. It's the best.
You're a 35 Nazi.
Yeah. I certainly am. Thank you very much,
Neil,
guys.
looking forward to the edits.